Hello everyone, it's Lachlan, your National Brand Ambassador for the Scotch Malt Whisky Society, to talk to you about another one of our whiskies from the February Outturn. Now this one here is from one of my favourite distilleries. Anyone who knows me, or if you've seen our videos before, you know that I love Distillery 4. It's a nostalgic bias I've got from familial ties, but this is 4.395 red wine and brine in the old coal mine. I am so excited to taste this. I've been looking forward to this since I saw it released in the UK. This was distilled in 1999, so it's a 25-year-old cask that was matured for 19 years in ex-bourbon, and then a second maturation for 6 years in a first fill ex-Bodega sherry cask, okay? An ex-Bodega Oloroso butt, to be specific. Now, these Bodega casks are incredibly rare nowadays. The supply is very limited. They are incredibly expensive, but they are also very difficult to acquire because these sherry Bodegas, they are utilizing those casks to mature their wine. They're no longer just giving them away willy-nilly, selling them on to mature whiskey. So a lot of producers are creating what we know as seasoned sherry casks, where they're basically maturing sherry for a very short period of time in those casks, for about 3 months to a year, rather than 15, 20, 30 to 100 years, right? And so a Bodega cask comes from a Bodega that has been maturing wine for that length of time, for those 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So the supply of those is so limited, and they are very expensive, but they give that sense of old school whiskey from going back to the 80s. Some of my favorite examples have been these fours that have been ex-Bodega casks. There was one release in the Peat Plant series, which is very reminiscent of Distillery 4 from the 80s, which I absolutely love. But let's have a crack at this. Bottled at 50% as well, so 50.4%, something I call drinking strength. Perfect drinking strength between 48 and 52%. Wow. You definitely get that old school sherry straight out the nose. It's straight out of the glass. It's just bursting forth. Very nutty, Brazil nuts, hazelnuts. A little bit of red wine vinegar, just like a red wine vinegar glaze on pork fat. Oh wow. A bit of brown sugar as well. And then there's that classic Distillery 4 note, that heather honey, the lavender honey, the lavender bonfire kind of thing, and slate tiles. Wow, I could nose this all day, but we don't have all day, so let's have a taste. Oh, you definitely get that Bodega sherry coming through, especially on that mid palate. It just becomes really juicy and funky. If anyone's been to the Springbank Distillery in Campbelltown and been through their dunnage warehouses, that you smell that old dunnage with the gravel floor and the brick, the stone walls. It just takes you back to that. It's so transportative. Oh wow, gotta go back for another taste. So much green apple coming through. That nuttiness goes all the way through. It takes you to some really old style sherries as well. If you've had the luck to taste any older Amontillado sherries, going up to 30-year-old Amontillados, they're super nutty and dry and funky, and that's what's coming through on this palate. Oh wow. This is a bottle to not sleep on. I am absolutely blown away by this. This is a bottle I might pick up for myself. Well, this is coming out with February Outturn, going out on the 7th of February. How have a look at it. It's also available in the bar at Whisky and Element. Get on down there, have a taste before you purchase it if you need to. It is one to not sleep on. It's absolutely spectacular. But hopefully I'll see you at all in events soon or at the bar. If not, cheers and slanchi avar.